Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. Celtic versus Ross County. Brilliant game, brilliant first half for Celtic. 5-0 win for Celtic. Absolutely outstanding. Puts us 14 points clear of Rangers, 5 points clear of Aberdeen. Just a brilliant position to be in with both their teams to play on Sunday. What did you think, John? Just an outstanding first half.
Aye, the game of two halves again by Celtic. But the job was done, wasn't it? First half. No need to go out there busting a gut in the second half. Job done. Aye, delighted with that.
Yeah, totally delighted with that, John. And obviously, Brendan, he ran the changes, didn't he? He started with Scales, started with Valley, Forrest, McCowan, Bernardo, and Adam Ida, John. So, 6 changes in this one. So, obviously, he's rested the players for the Aberdeen game.
Aye, that's the big one, isn't it? The big game in midweek. It all depends what happens. Sunday's matches. Well, Sunday's match. Aberdeen against Hearts against Aberdeen. That's a big game. That one, I'll be tuned into that. Still no sure what kind of scoreline I want in that. I think maybe just take a draw there.
Yeah, I'd drawn both their games on Sunday. I would take the Rangers St Johnstone game and the Aberdeen Hearts game. A draw and both of them would be perfect for us. Puts us in a very strong position, doesn't it? Going into the cup final in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, John, but one game at a time, isn't it? Pittodrie up next for us, Aberdeen. Very tough game. As you say, it depends on what happens on Sunday as well. We were done housekeeping. Hit that like button, share button, and hit the subscribe button as well, please. Just to help out the channel, that would be very much appreciated. John, let's get into the game then. Let's get right into it. First 8 minutes, it was crisp. You could tell right away. The players looked comfortable. They looked confident. Crisp passing all over the park. Defence, midfield, and up front just looked really good the first 8 minutes. And then we get our opening goal in the 9th minute. And it's Big Scalesy into it from a header from a corner. Luke McCowan throws it into the box. Well, he kicks into the box from a corner, straight onto the head of Liam Scales. Super finish, in off the bar. Goalkeeper couldn't do anything about it. 1-0 Celtic, and these people, that were slating Scales, wanting them out the team, etc., ought to have a good look at themselves. I thought Big Scales was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, John, and he puts us 1-0 up.
Aye. Powerful header and off the bar. Keeper's nowhere near it. Well, he is near it, but no near enough, possibly. But aye, big Liam, aye. I'm proud of him. Chuffed to bits for him getting his goal and putting in a fantastic performance, like he says. I thought he was outstanding today.
Absolutely, John. And well done to Liam, just brushing all that aside, all that negative feedback. He just brushes that aside. And he scores on his return to the first team. So absolutely superb from Liam. Ross County did have a shot at goal, John, believe it or not. They actually did have a shot at goal, and it was Nisbet on the 24th minute, a shot over the bar. He should have done better, actually, with this one. It was a nice layoff, straight to Nisbet, and hits his shot over the bar. But I think that was the only effort they had on goal the full game.
Rapsy.
Rapsy probably would have put it in the net. But no, it was their only effort, John. I thought Ross County were absolutely dreadful the day, but that's probably down to how good Celtic were.
I think Ross County, they had another shot later on for about 30 yards out, obviously. Just a snapshot right into Casper's arms, just pick it up, basically. They were poor the day, Ross County. But no taking away for the Celtic, who were swashbuckling Celtic, weren't they, the first half? I think Celtic in the first half were outstanding to a man.
Yeah, they were outstanding to a man, John. I mean, it was so good to watch, after a European game as well. You got to remember, John, all that effort that was put in against Club Brugge in midweek. We go to Celtic Park Saturday and put in a performance like that in the first 45 minutes. It's Brendan knows what he's doing, putting all those, new players into the team, trying to start the game. 6 changes, and what a difference it made to the team. Because in the 26th minute, Luke gets his goal as well, John, and it's a Liam Scales assist. Nice wee chip through to Luke McCowan inside the box. He brings it down lovely inside the box, smashes at home. Maybe a slight deflection, I'm not sure, but he smashes at home, John. 26th minute. It's easy street from this point on. 2-0 Celtic.
Aye, and I didn't think it took a deflection, to be honest with you. It just looked like it went straight in. If it did take a deflection, it was a very, very slight nick. That was going in no matter what. What a finish that was.
Aye. It looked as though it went straight in, didn't it? It was the pull down, wasn't it? From the ball floated from Liam Scales. What a ball that was, John. Beautiful assist. Brings it down, like Pelly. And smashes it into the net. So yeah, lovely goal, lovely assist as well. Big Scales having a blinder. Okay, John, then we go 3-0 up because we're just going to go right into the goals. 34th minute, 3-0 up. And it's Bernardo, another starter, John, who's been on the bench lately. Bernardo gets the goal to put us 3-0 up. It was a nice wee finish for Bernardo, wasn't it? It was a Maida assist, wasn't it? Sort of a breaks him inside the box. The first shot is blocked, then he composes himself and just buries it, John, for about maybe 8 yards out, 3-0. Nice, decent wee finish. Nice assist from Maida. 3-0, John. Canter.
Aye, lovely finish again. I think Paulo Bernardo, that was a really nice finish, and I'm so glad to see him starting today. I'd like to see him making regular starts in the first team, and we'll see what happens there. But Engels, no a big fan of Engels so far. But he got his rest today right enough, so we'll see how he performs. I think he'll start against Aberdeen, Engels, but Paulo Bernardo, I think I thought he was outstanding today.
Yeah, John, I don't think he'll start against Aberdeen, but that's for another day. I think it'll be McCowan who'll start before him, but that's for another day. As I said, John, we're going to concentrate on Ross County, the new. Touching on Bernardo, John, his vision is brilliant. He can find a pass, John. He's a good tackler. He can see things that other players don't. I just think, I'm same as you, I think he should be starting a lot more games for Celtic.
Definitely. I think he should be a regular starter, Paulo Bernardo. I mean, paid a lot of money for Paulo Bernardo, remember? Was it 3 million, 4 million, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
So it was quite a few quid spent on him. But Engels, obviously 11 million quid. He's going to get a lot more starts. You spend 11 million on a player when you're a club like Celtic, you're going to want to get the most out of him, aren't you?
Yeah, of course you are, John, because you want that fee back as well eventually when he eventually leaves in a few years. So yeah, he'll come good, John. It might take him a season, like you said on the preview. It might take him a season to come good. He's done a few good things for Celtic as well, but it could be just that rest that he needs. So we'll wait and see what Brendan decides with Arne Engels. But he is a Celtic player, John. He's done a few nice things. He scored a few goals. Another thing I noticed today, John, was the corners from Bernardo and Luke McCowan. Absolutely outstanding, John.
Aye, both of them can take a corner. Engels takes a good corner as well. To me, that's one of Engels' strong points is his dead ball situations. I think he's quite good at them. But I think equally, Paulo Bernardo, like he says, and Luke McCowan can both take a brilliant corner kick as well.
Yeah. Okay, next goal, 4-0 up. Just a couple of minutes later, went it 36th minute. Callum from outside the box with 30 yards out. It's just a wee lay off into to Callum. The usual, he finds a space outside the box. He didn't get shut down. You think the Ross County defenders would have learned if they give McGregor space, he's going to have a pot shot. And the pot shot it was right into the right-hand side of the goalkeeper, John. Beautiful finish. What a lovely goal that was as well. Swerve curled a lot on it. That's his 5th from outside the box this season, I think, John. But yeah, beautiful goal, 4-0 Celtic.
Aye, it was a stunner. Another Callum McGregor special. We're starting to call that 6 goals he scored this season, and have all been from outside the box. Outstanding. That was all, what, 28 yards, 25, 28 yards? What a finish that was.
Yeah, beautiful colour, John. Absolutely outstanding. And the team was flying at this point. They really were. He didn't want the half-time whistle to go because we get another goal in the 39th minute, John. It's Big Adam to Duffy about 20 yards out. Luke McCowan lay off, take Big Adam. So another assist for Luke. I think that was 1 goal and 3 assists Luke McCowan had today, John. But anyway, 20 yards out, big Adam Ida, another nice finish. He bullets it into the net as well, John. 5 outstanding goals that was, John, for me. That was 5 lovely goals. 5-0 Celtic, 39th minute.
I think I'll call that one the pick of the bunch, to be honest with you. He's curled that right into the top corner of the net. Fast footwork as well to get past the player. He's got the fast footwork, fast and fancy footwork. And he just curls it right into the top corner for about 20 yards. What an outstanding finish. That's my goal of the match. Stunner.
Yeah, beautiful, wasn't it, John? Beautiful. So let me ask you then, John, this half time, right? Half time, you were I've already said to you, I had a wee chat before we came on that I thought it was going to finish 5-0 because that's what normally happens in these games. But I was looking for an extra couple of goals at the same time. So what was your thoughts at half time? What were you thinking it was going to happen? What was your thoughts what the final score was going to be? I thought it was going to finish 5-0. But I also wanted Celtic to bang in an extra couple of goals as everybody did, John. But what were you thinking at half time?
I was thinking the same. I was thinking it's going to finish 5-0. I just had a feeling Celtic's going to come out in the second half and just basically see the game out. If they get a chance, they'll take it. They still played well. Still played really well. Ross County still did nothing. It was just Celtic dropped to gears, They went from top gear down to first gear. In the second half, just kind of strolled about, seeing the game out, I think, look, I'm happy with the 5-0, but I'm like you. I would like to have seen another couple of goals. And very nearly did have another couple of goals at the post, at the bar. That goalkeeper had a couple of, Jack Hamilton, was it his name was? He had a couple of outstanding saves as well.
Yeah, let's get into the second half, John. As you say, they make that substitute for the injured goalkeeper. Jack Hamilton comes on the park and he made a difference for them, Jack Hamilton. Celtic made a sub as well early. In fact, right before the start of the second half, it was Jan came on for Mike Ida. So Mike Ida gets that well-deserved rest, didn't he? So, they brought on Jack Hamilton, John, and what a difference he made, to be honest with you. A few brilliant saves he pulled off. But let's run through it anyway, John. We have big Adam Ida off the bar in the 55th minute from another corner kick. Sort of has to bend his neck slightly, didn't he? But he still gets it, onto the bar. Just very unlucky. Another couple of inches, 3 or 4 inches lower, John. That was 6-0, but big Ida unlucky there.
Aye, of course he is. He's unlucky. He could have had a hat trick today, Big Adam. I thought he played really well today. He's unlucky. I mean, a couple of inches lower, it's in the back of the net. So, very unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky. And then we have Alex Valley through on goal 3 minutes later, John. He's just the goalkeeper to beat, but we can forgive him because he is a defender. But he's only got the goalkeeper in front of him, John, and he can hit either side of him. You've scored a goal. Maybe a wee bit too close to the keeper. I'm not sure. Another Luke McCowan assist, John. That would have been another assist if it would have went in, but it didn't go in. But would you put that down as a bad miss because he's a defender, or a good save from Hamilton, John? Right through the keeper.
We spoke about this a couple of podcasts ago. If you're 1-on-1 with the keeper or whatever, I think you've got to be putting it in the back of the net. So I'd put that down to a bad miss.
Yeah, I thought it was a bad miss because you've got talent, Alex Valley. It's what a player he is, by the way, John, as well. We'll get to the individual player scoring soon, but he's a decent left back, Alex Valley. He really is. I like him, and I've always liked him for the day he played his first game for Celtic. A couple of changes. Engels comes on, Ralston comes on, McGregor goes off, and Alistair Johnson goes off, John. So we have another save from this Jack Hamilton, John. Another save from Ida. He looks like a decent keeper, that boy. He was throwing himself about that box and he really did keep the score down. 5-0 at half time, and it finished 5-0, obviously. But I bet the Ross County managers wishing he would have started with Jack Hamilton.
I don't think Jack Hamilton would have got close to any of the goals Celtic scored today. Second half, I think a lot of the shots were hit right at him, to be honest with you. But I give the boy a bit of credit. They were decent saves, especially the Adam Ida one that was rifled at him. And they looked half decent, but I think most of the shots were hit right at him, Xander.
Yeah, apart from the one at the very end, John, with Adam Meader, we'll get to that in a minute. And I mean, once you start hitting with all these substitutes, the game's more or less ruined, isn't it? So Rio comes on, and look, McCowan, who was outstanding, he comes off. What a performance put in the day, John, to be honest with you. But Rio comes on anyway, so that's another substitute. And then we have another. I mean, many times we hit the woodwork today. Three was it? But anyway, Taylor off the post, John, from a tight angle. He does well to put it on his right foot and hits it off the post. It was a nice wee through ball from Yang. Nice wee assist from Yang, but he's unlucky. Greg Taylor smacks his shot off the post.
Aye, hard lines, Greg. I like seeing the defender scoring goals. I'd like to see Alistair Johnston and Greg Taylor score a lot more goals. I know Alistair's already had a few this season. Is it 2 or 3 he's had this season, Alistair?
Yeah, he's 3, I think, yeah.
I would like to see them get more goals because they're up the park a lot, they too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are attacking. They're very attacking-minded fullbacks, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Sort of more like wingbacks, aren't they? Wingbacks, but outstanding. Valley, Alistair Johnson, and Greg Taylor John are brilliant at that, to be honest with you. Okay, so Taylor's unlucky anyway, John. Let's get to that chance that I'm talking about, and it's the volley, and it's a beautiful pass. It's a pass from Greg Taylor straight to Adam Eder's toe. It's on the volley, John. The 88th minute, 2 minutes to go, and he smacks it, and it's gone into the top corner. The goalkeeper gets to this for some reason, but it's a great save, John. I thought that boy played well. You says that should have been in the net, but for an outstanding save, that would have been 6-0, John. Big Adam unlucky. I thought Big Adam played well today as well. So yeah, John, that's it. That's full time. Plenty of chances in the second half. There was maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 decent chances there for Celtic, but Ross County, to be fair to them, they kept the score down. We'll take the 5-0 all day. Puts us 14 points clear of Rangers and 5 points clear of Aberdeen.
Aye, that's it, isn't it? We're just looking at the gap between the teams below us. It's all good. It's looking good right now. So, look, delighted. Although we never scored in the second half, it was a wee bit lethargic looking second half, a wee bit boring on the eye, but still had a few chances. But overall, delighted with the performance in the first half. I think that was enough to put any team to bed, that.
Yeah. And how many times did you see that, John? Celtic going 3, 4, maybe 5-0 up at half time, and the game finishes with no more goals in the second half, or maybe 1 goal in the second half. Happens all the time, doesn't it?
Aye, it happens a lot, but you don't often see 5-0 at half time. To be honest with you, I was expecting, like yourself, I was expecting there to be very few goals in the second half, or no goals. I was saying that to myself, this is going to finish 5-0, 6-0 maximum. But I'm still delighted with it. I thought it was a great performance for Celtic. Even in the second half, they played well without really having to go up the gears. Domination from start to finish. Exquisite performance.
Yeah, and all the subs breaks the flow as well, doesn't it? Making 4 or 5 subs. So yeah, professional job, very professional job by Celtic. Brilliant, 5-0. That puts that one to bed. It puts us another game closer to the title. So you've got to look at it that way as well. 1 game more played. So it's over to Rangers and Aberdeen on Sunday, John. And what we'll do, we'll quickly run through the individual player scores, because there's a lot of high scores today, John. A lot of the boys were outstanding. Even though we didn't score in the second half, still played well in the second half. But especially in the first half, John, what's your individual player scorings, buddy?
Well, the game was won in the first half, wasn't it? So there's no really much point in judging it on a whole game because the game was won in the first half. So, but anyway, Kasper Schmeichel had practically nothing to do. 7 for him, nothing to do. He could have sat doing a crossword, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But 7 for him. Carter Vickers 7. Liam Scales thought it was outstanding today. 8.5 for Big Liam. Alex Valley, give him an 8. Thought he was good. Alistair Johnson, but quite a game for him. I'll give him a 7. Still played well though. I'll give him a 7. Up and down the park all day. Centre of the park, Callum McGregor, give him an 8.5. Luke McCowan, outstanding performance. I've got to give him a 9, ain't you? He was outstanding the whole game.
Yeah.
And Paulo Bernardo, an 8 for Paulo. Thought he was really good as well. Up front, Dyson Maeda, give him a 7. The time he was on, I thought he did okay. Tremendous energy as usual from Dyson. Adam Ida, I'll give him an 8 as well. Thought he was brilliant as well.
Yeah.
Could have had a hat trick. But and the other man on the right hand side, James Forrest, half decent performance from Jamesy. Give him a 7.
Yeah, good scores there, John. Mine's are very similar. I'll just very quickly run through what I thought, John. Casper 7, Scales 8.5, Cameron Carter Vickers 7.5, Alistair Johnson 7, Alex Valley 8.5, Callum McGregor 8.5, Luke McCowan 8. No, I'm going to give him a 9. Outstanding, John. Outstanding, that boy. Bernardo 8, Adaiza Maeda 8, Adam Ida 8.5, and James Forrest. He was decent again, John. He's playing well. James Forrest, he gets an 8 for me as well. So high scores indeed, John. There's no point in running through the subs, really, is there? Because we didn't get any extra goals in the second half, but everybody did play well, even the subs as well, John. So your man of the match.
I thought Yang was exceptional, by the way, when he came on. I thought he played really well. That boy's got a lot of talent, hasn't he?
Yeah, I've noticed a difference in Yang the last 3 games. He's obviously coming on as a sub, but he's making a difference when he comes on. He's played brilliant today. He's played well every time he's came on the last 3 or 4 games, John. So I've seen a slight improvement in Yang, and long may that continue.
We always knew he had ability. Same as Engels, we know he's got ability, but both the players will come good. Especially Engels. I think you maybe see the best of Engels after the winter break. Hopefully, anyway. We'll wait and see what happens. But Yang, I thought out of the subs, I thought he was the best one.
Yeah, I noticed that the manager put Engels in the holding role the day when Callum came off, John. So a wee change for Arnie Engels there. He didn't have much to do. He was just passing the ball about. He done okay in that role, to be fair. Didn't have to make too many tackles or anything like that, but there was a wee change of position for him.
Aye, he had a shot blazed over the bar. Anthony Ralston had a shot blazed well over the bar.
It's funny you should say that, John. I don't want to get on Anthony Ralston's back because I like him and we all like him. He's a Celtic man. But I was watching the game with my grandson and he says, and he's right, he says Ralston's first touch was at the park and his second touch was at the park as well. So he's only 10-year-old and even he's beginning to notice these things.
I will. He's a Scotland international, Anthony Ralston. He is a good player. I don't know when it comes to Celtic if his confidence is down, he's out the team. He knows he's not going to push Alistair Johnson out of that team. That's not going to happen, is it?
No. And Billy Gilmore's a Scotland international as well, John. So, but no, Anthony Ralston, he's as hard as nails and he does a stellar job for us, John. Absolutely outstanding. And it was good to see Alistair getting a half-decent rest as well, John.
Aye, what do you mean about Billy Gilmore? You try to say he's not got any ability?
I am not saying a word, John. All right, John, your man of the match. Celtic gave it to, the man of the match, really, McCowan. But what are you thinking, John? I was thinking Scales, but the longer the game went on, it was pointing towards McCowan, wasn't it?
It was, I think, if you look at each player in their respective positions, Luke McCowan played his position kind of flawlessly, and Liam Scales played his position flawlessly. Now, I'm like you, I'm on the same boat as you here. It's between Liam Scales and Luke McCowan. I love Liam Scales, absolutely love Liam Scales, and because of the abuse that he's took, and because of his goal and his other chances and his defensive ability, no losing the ball in the air, he put in another stellar performance. I'm going to get to Liam Scales.
Yeah, you look at big Scales here, John. He's a centre half, right? So he gets his goal, he's got his assist. Luke McCowan is an attacking midfielder. He gets his goal, he gets 3 assists. So because Liam Scales gets his off the mark, scores the first goal, settles everybody down, sets up the second goal with his assist. And the second goal, John, settles everybody down. I'm giving it to Scales as well. So yeah, both you and I are on agreement with that, John. If you disagree, let us know in the comments. Obviously, Luke McCowan, had an outstanding game, but just because he settled the nerves, big Liam, with his assist and his goal for the first 2, I'm giving it to him as well, John. All right, brilliant. Well done, Scalesy. Well done, big man. After the abuse he got from a handful of Celtic fans, John, it's just great. Hopefully these guys were getting the abuse on, social media platforms. Are embarrassed with themselves, John, because there was no need for it, and the big man just shuts them up with a performance like that today.
Aye, exactly. 100% agree with you, and I'll say it time and time again. What has Liam Scales done wrong to be put out of that Celtic team? He's done absolutely nothing wrong. He gives 100% every game. Very, very seldom puts a foot wrong. He's just a outstanding centre half. I love him to bits. And if I had my way of picking the team, it would be Liam Scales and Carter Vickers every match. Liam Scales did not deserve to get dropped for that team. And I hope you listen to this, Liam Scales, because to me, you're an outstanding defender. And anybody that was giving you abuse, then I think they should go and support another team, because 99.9% of Celtic defenders are right behind Big Liam, as we are. He put in that performance today, absolutely stellar, man of the match performance for me. A close thing between him and Luke McCowan, but Liam Scales, big legend, love him to bits, and I hope he finds his place in the first team again, Xander. I'd like him to start against Aberdeen.
Yeah, he's the Celtic fans, are backing him. The Celtic fans love him, as you say, John. 99.9%. Just a few, that for some reason, whatever reason it is, don't want him in the team. I don't understand it. I really don't. Okay, John, we've went on about that enough. We've spoke about it plenty, haven't we? So let's get into some of the Saturday's fixtures, John. Right, some of Saturday's fixtures in the SPL. We had Dundee United 2, St Mirren 0. That was a funny one for St Mirren, John. Losing 2-0 St Mirren on form, just beating Rangers, getting beat with Dundee United. What do you think of that one?
Dundee United also taking a point off Rangers.
Yeah.
Aye, it's a funny one, that, isn't it? Dundee United beating St Mirren. Look, I'm chuffed to bits for Dundee United. I like Dundee United. But that's a funny one. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest with you. Well done, United.
Yeah, well done, Dundee United's great result for Dundee United. They seem to be on a wee bit of form. Kilmarnock 1, Dundee 1. I think I got that right in the predictor. A draw there, John. Kilmarnock 1, Dundee 1. Just it is what it is, isn't it? Dundee, decent team. Kilmarnock, decent team. Had draw written all over it, that one.
Aye, they're two half decent teams, aren't they? Especially Kilmarnock, I think. Very dogged team, isn't they, Kilmarnock? But aye, there you go then. They Rolfed it.
Yeah, Rolf, yeah, okay. Motherwell, was it Motherwell as well played today, John? I think they got beat 3-0 with Hibs. Yeah, Motherwell 0, Hibs 3. That's a decent result for Hibs. It's hard to tell these SPL games, isn't it, John? But yeah, a very, very decent 3-0 win for Hibs there, away from home.
That's a brilliant win for Hibs. That is a really good win for Hibs. I watched their game against Aberdeen in midweek. I thought they were quite poor, but still you can see they've got good players in their team. It's just a matter of, kind of tying it all in together so it all comes together as a unit rather than individually. Once they get their shape right, they'll be okay. They'll survive. They'll survive in the league. They'll be okay. And that's a fantastic result for them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that draw against Aberdeen helped them, didn't it? So boosted their confidence maybe a wee bit, slightly. Anyway, a couple of other wee results, John, the day that stood out. Fairydean 0, Celtic B 2. So a good win for the B team. Again, I think that's a couple of wins in a row for the B team. And Scott Brown's Ayr United 2, Greenock Morton 0 in the Scottish Cup. John, so Brunei's Ayr United through to the next round of the Scottish Cup.
That's good. That's good. It's a good win for Ayr United. That's a really good one, actually. Well done, Brunei.
Brilliant result. Absolutely brilliant, John. I've always do our Brunei watching it. We always keep an eye on Scott Brown, and he is still flying, sitting second or third in the league. So a great chance of getting into the playoff and through to the next round of the Scottish Cup. And I think he's through to the final of the B Cup to play in the Championship in the first division. So he's through to the final of that as well. So he's absolutely flying. Can't remember the name of that cup is, John. The wee Mickey Mouse Cup. Can't remember the name of it. Anyway, so Sunday, let's get to Sunday's fixture. St Johnstone against Rangers. John, what's your prediction?
That's no the Cup Rangers one, is it? The Petrofac Cup. It's no that.
That's the one, John. That's the one.
Is that still going?
Yeah, it's a different name now, obviously, John. But yeah, they're into the final of that year, United. So well done to them.
There you go. Standing on the shoulders of legends, Brunei, the Petrofac Cup winners, Rangers.
Did they ever lose a Petra Cup final as well, John? Rangers, I think they lost one as well, didn't they? Anyway.
I don't know. I know they won one and they celebrated like it was the World Cup.
Like they celebrated playing Nice, not B team, not the Nice B team, the Nice C team, John, the other night. I think they celebrated that like they'd won the World Cup as well. And the BBC, by the way, before we get out to the predictions, I've already done the predictions anyway. We'll run through them quickly again. The BBC, John, the reaction to them beating Nice 4-1 was laughable, absolutely laughable. You know, they were playing teams, they were playing, Nice were playing players, they were registered with UEFA, but they weren't registered as a proper first team player. They were bringing on young boys again, 17-year-olds, John. Nice, riddled with injuries, weren't they? Absolutely riddled with injuries, and the rest of the players as well, John. But yeah, Rangers winning 4-1 against Nice, so congratulations to them. It's unbelievable.
I watched that game and I couldn't believe how bad Nice actually were. They were so poor. Their goals were all errors, by the way. Yeah. Passing it right to Rangers players and all that, but they were terrible. Empty stadium, of course. Rangers thrive in empty stadiums. We all know about that. The COVID Kings. Nice, they were just shocking. They were absolutely brutal. And that's what a lot of French teams do, that, Xander. When it's a cup that's not that important, like the Conference League or the Europa League, they will do that. They'll rest their team because it's not that important to them. It's not a big deal to them to be in these competitions. So the rest of players, Rangers going on like they've just had some big scalp or something like that. We're playing, like you says, a C team. That was I don't think there was one starter for the Nice A team.
No, there wasn't. You're right.
But if they want to celebrate like that, but wait till St Johnstone get a hold of them on Sunday. That's that's a bigger team than that they were playing,
Yeah, that's it. Let's get to that then, John. St Johnstone Rangers. I can't remember. I think you said a Rangers win, didn't you? No, you said a draw, actually, didn't you?
I went for a 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2, and I went for 2-1 St Johnstone. I'll stick with that, even though they beat Nice C 4-1, I think it was. As you say, John, these teams aren't interested in Europa League. Who is interested in it? Just wait till Man U and Spurs get a hold of them. Two half decent teams. Anyway, that's enough of Rivals Corner. So let's get into the Hearts Aberdeen, John. I think I was looking for a draw at this one. I'm not too sure. But what do you think, John? Hearts Aberdeen on Sunday.
I think Hearts could take them. I watched Hearts playing against Cercle Bruges. I thought Hearts were they were unfortunate to get beat 2-0. That game had draw written all over it. Hearts squandered a lot of chances. So they're a half decent team, Hearts. They look like a good team. So based on what I've seen against Cercle Bruges and what I've seen with Aberdeen against Hibs, I'm going to go for a Hearts win here, Xander. I'm going to say 1-0 Hearts.
Yeah, John, the funny thing is, I was thinking I was hoping, sorry, no thinking, I was hoping for a draw, right? But I think Hearts are going to win it as well, actually. I think Hearts are going to win it 1-0. One goal either way. One goal in it. I don't know what the score will be. I'll say 1-0, right? But I think Hearts have improved slightly, John. You know, same as Hibs, they've improved slightly as well. The Edinburgh teams were never going to be so bad right through the full season, were they? So, you know, Hearts got rid of Naismith. They've improved, and Hibs are improving as well, John. So a 1-0 win for Hearts there. Okay, that's your roundup, folks. That's your roundup. Celtic 14 clear of Glasgow Rivals Rangers and 5 points clear, with no games in hand for Aberdeen, by the way. 5 points clear of Aberdeen in second. Absolutely superb. What a position to be in. All that's left then, John, is the comments. John, if you want to run through some of the comments. I was looking at some of the comments. Some of them were quite good. There's some people laughing at Rangers there on night. And it is quite funny the way they celebrate. You know, okay, 1-4, 1 away from home is decent, but it's you've got to look at the level of opposition, haven't you? So that was mentioned in the comments, and I think somebody mentioned the new intro in the comments as well, which I was quite happy with, John. So at least somebody showed a wee bit of recognition there, which was quite good, wasn't it? But John, if you want to bring up some comments, we'll run through some of them.
Aye, there might be a new intro tune coming shortly because I'm working on something right now. So
Good.
I don't like that intro tune, Xander. I really don't. I don't know why. I like the old one better. But I'm going to work on something I actually like.
Yeah, I like the two of them, but I prefer the one that's on just now, John. I prefer that. I quite like that. It's good to catchy. It's quite catchy.
I don't like it. Anyway, first up was Gordy G. And Gordy was saying he'll go for 4-0 and a Kyogo hat trick. Is that for the day's game?
Yeah, that's for the day's game. Yeah, I'm glad you're going to read them out, John, because I've not even looked at the competition yet. So you've actually reminded me of the competition as well. I've not looked in Facebook either. So I'll do a separate video for that, folks, once we find a winner. But John will read some of the predictions out.
Well, Gordy thought 4-0 and a Kyogo hat trick. Thanks for that, Gordy. Good to see you here, mate.
Cheers, Gordy. Keep the guesses coming in, pal.
Paul McComb says it was a really good game against Bruges. Tough tie. He says but he's very happy with a point with that. And he thought 5-0 for the day, by the way. So Paul was right in for the draw, 5-0 and either to score.
Brilliant. Paul's in there. Paul, you're in. You're in, Paul. You're in. And he's I actually text Paul, John. I actually text him when he put his entry in, and I said to him, you're due a win, and he's got it. So well done. Absolutely superb. You're in the draw. Just let me check the rest of them, Paul, and we'll get back to you, buddy.
Aye, Paul's been with us from the start, just about, hasn't he?
Yeah. From
so
the start.
I'll just put a wee thumbs up on that there. Anyway, he says it was a really good game against Bruges, and it was a tough tie. But he's happy with the point. I was happy with the point as well, Xander. I was delighted with a point. I think we could have sneaked it if we kept Kuhn and Maida on. I honestly think we could have sneaked a win there.
Yeah, we definitely looked to when we got the equaliser and they started to tire slightly. I thought it was there for us, but wasn't it to be, John? They're a Champions League team. They're not a UEFA Cup team, you know, who like goals right, left, and centre. They're a top quality side. We're just going to put the ball in the net a second time. So we take the point and we move on. And I was over the moon with the point, to be honest with you.
Me as well, Xander. Thanks for that, Paul.
Cheers.
And good luck in the draw, mate.
Yeah, good luck, Paul. All the best, Paul.
Well, there might not be a draw. It depends if anybody else says 5-0 or not. That's the thing.
That's it. I'm gonna get back to you, Paul. There's your prize on the screen there. Green Brigade wall plaque. So I will get back to you, Paul. Just let me check to see if there's any other correct entries.
Right, thanks, Paul. And next up was Peter Hendry. How are you doing, Peter? Peter's another regular, of course. Peter says, I thought we would have won by the odd goal, but to draw will do just fine. So the general consensus is people are happy with the draw, Xander. His comments longer than that, by the way. I'll read it a wee bit at a time.
Yeah. Who wouldn't be happy with a draw against a team like Club Brugge, John? Who wouldn't be? It's, and the 8 points on the board as well. Got to remember that as well. So I'm over the moon, John. I am absolutely over the moon with that point. And then I think the game where we could qualify is going to be Young Boys at home, John. I think that's the one where we will be looking for the win.
Aye, exactly, aye. We'll wait and see what happens. We're on 8 points. It's better than I thought it was going to be right now, so I'm delighted. Anyway, Peter went on to say, I said the other night that I thought Bernardo should start over Engels, just by the difference in form. I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, look at the performance he put in the day. Yeah, what a difference the midfield today, John, wasn't it? It was dynamic, absolutely dynamic. Yeah, the three lads in there, McGregor, Luke McCowan, Bernardo, all three of them, outstanding, never put a foot wrong. And we just want the same from Arnie when he comes back as well, John, when he starts. As I say, I don't think he'll start on Wednesday either, but if he does, we just want that same level of performance.
Of course we do. I think he will start on Wednesday. But anyway, reading on, he says, I've no doubt young Engels will become a star at Celtic. He just needs time. But we've spoken about that already, haven't we?
Yeah, he just needs time, and he's right. That is all it is, John. He just needs time. So he'll get the time, John. He'll get the time. Absolutely, he will get that time. And I think you'll see the best of Arnie Engels, like you said earlier, John, in the second half of the season.
Aye, I think so. I definitely think so. I think he will come good. You can see he's got ability. He ought to crack a smile now and again, by the way.
Yeah, the funny thing is, John, I'm glad you mentioned that, because at the walk around at the end of the game there, I'm going to put it on one of my videos actually. He didn't look as involved. You know, he was walking around himself. Nobody was near him. I think there's a wee problem there. I could be totally wrong. I really could be totally wrong, but he looked unhappy. He was alone. You know, nobody went up to him as well, which I found pretty strange. But maybe it just needs time to settle into the lifestyle in Glasgow as well, John.
No idea, Xander. Maybe he's just a moody player. I really don't know, but we'll keep an eye on that. But anyway, Peter's comment was quite a long comment. I'm just picking through the lines here, Peter. All the points you've made, good points so far. He says Celtic had 7 shots with 3 on target. Also, Celtic had 61% possession, whereas Bruges had 9 shots, 3 on target, and 39 possession. And he says, okay, we didn't reach the heights of the Leipzig game, but I'm confident we will go on and progress through these next games. As for the Ross County game, he was gone for 6-0. And let's see, who did they pick to score? Kyogo to score. Kyogo never even played, and it finished 5-0. Unlucky, Peter. And good points, by the way. That was a great comment, Peter.
Yeah, Peter always leaves good comments, John. He's a good contributor, isn't he? But he must have thought he was in with a chance at 5-0 at half time. You know, he's got 45 minutes for Celtic to get a goal. So unlucky, Peter. Unlucky. And as regards to the game on Wednesday night, you summed it up perfectly, John, on the post match. It was eachy peachy, and that's the way I look at it. You take the point and you move on.
Champions League points are good points, Xander. That's all I can say. Anyway, moving swiftly on with James Doran. James says, good result after the horror CCV own goal last week. That was aye. Good result after the horror CCV own goal last Wednesday night. And what a finish from Duracell boy. And it's still in our hands to make it into the last 16 with 3 games to go. But Engels needs to be dropped for the Ross County game tomorrow. Well, that happened. And he says Taylor needs to be dropped as well in favour of Valley. That happened. Who was outstanding when he came on alongside with Bernardo, who should also start tomorrow. That happened as well.
Hi, James is good, isn't he? As regards to the own goal, you know, I didn't see any grief directed towards Cameron, so that's good. I'm glad that didn't happen. Well, I don't think it happened. You know, an own goal can happen to anybody. A wee, you know, mix up in communication there can happen at any time. So, and we did come back well after that own goal as well, John. And Duracell boy dies in Maida. What a finish! What a goal that was! And he played decent at the day as well for the 45 minutes he was on. So, I dread the day we lose Dies in Maida, John. I really do.
I don't think he's ever gone anywhere. I think he loves it at Celtic. I know he looks moody, hardly ever smiles, but he gives his heart and soul for Celtic, Dies in Maida. I don't think he's ever gone anywhere, Xander. He loves it here.
Yeah, I hope you're right, John. He's top class. He really is. and he's a serial winner. And as long as he's here, he'll continue to be a serial winner.
I think it helps he's got a couple of wee pals for Japan playing in the team as well.
I've glad myself all the boys for Japan, John. It really does. But we've got Yang from South Korea as well, who doesn't have any pals, and he's beginning to play a blinder as well. So I might go for something that might know, John. But you think about if it was you playing in Japan and you had a couple of your pals with you, you'd be a lot happier, wouldn't you?
You certainly would. Aye. I think that definitely helps. He's got obviously a couple of the Japanese boys are away, but I think it definitely helps, Sander. I would say I don't know if they, let's say Hitati left and Kyogo left, would Dyson be as happy? I think he would. I think he loves it at Celtic, Sander.
Yeah, I think it'd be absolutely fine, John, to be honest with you. And that brings me back to I brought up a couple of times. When you look at the day when we wanted to rest Callum, right? Awata would have been ideal. I know he's nowhere player anymore, and we need to stop going on about it. Well, I need to stop going on about it. But why did we get rid of Awata? Was it maybe the player that was unhappy? I don't know, John, because he was outstanding and it would have been ideal for Callum to get a rest today. Instead of that, we had to put an attacking midfielder into that holding role and Arnie Ingles, John. But we need to let it go, I suppose. He's no longer our player. He's another one of the Japanese boys who, helped, Dyson, Kyogo and Hitati settle in. They were all good friends together, John, but I just think it's strange that we let him go, to be honest with you.
I spoke about that loads on this podcast, about letting Awata go. I thought he was an outstanding player, absolutely outstanding. And every time you bring that up, it just annoys me, to be honest with you, Sander, because it's one of the ones you think, why did we let this boy go? He was a brilliant player, and he was ideal for that holding role. It was absolutely ideal. Japan's player of the year a couple of years ago as well. Says it all, Sander. Japan, It's crammed with top class talent.
Yeah, and that's another one that I wanted to have a wee word on, John. I was thinking about it last night. Should we be going into the Japanese market again, John, and looking for new talent? Because look at the success the boys have brought us. I know it's not just down to them, but you look at the players: Kyogo, Hitati, Maeda, even Awata, to a certain level when he was here, John. Nothing but success, nothing but trophies, John. I think we should be dipping our toe in that market again.
I'm sure there's already scouts looking at it. Aye, Japan is a country that's crammed with top class, and I definitely think Celtic will still have scouts keeping an eye on that, because there isn't a Japanese player that's came to Celtic that's been a failure, is there?
No, I think the big centre half is. He didn't get his chance. The big centre half, did he? I can't remember his name, the big guy at centre half. But he didn't get a chance at Celtic. I think he played 2 games and he was off. But apart from that, John, the boys of us settled in brilliantly at Celtic. So yeah, I hope you're right, John. I hope there is a couple of scouts, having a look at that market, John, because there's definitely talent, and it's cheap talent, John. It's cheap talent. So hopefully some of our scouts are over there still looking, to be honest with you.
Aye, definitely. Aye, I think there'll be still people keeping an eye on that. The Japanese league, the J League is a cracking league. I used to watch it years ago, long before we had any of the Japanese boy. I think even before, what's his name? Nakamura. I was watching the J League. Used to watch it, and it's always, to me, it always looked like a really, really fast, free-flowing league. The players are all really fast and they give their all. So I'd love Celtic to dip their toe. Anyway, Sander, let's not just dip their toe into the Japanese market. I'll just try to move quickly on, Xander, because there's quite a few comments here. We would never sell a club, says, my heart sunk when CCV put the ball into his own net. But what a finish from Duracell boy. But Engels was shocking and needs to be dropped for the Ross County game tomorrow, and Valley needs to start ahead of Taylor. We just spoke about that.
Yeah, just spoke about it, John. Another good comment. So Everybody was thinking the same, weren't they? Everybody wanted a change there, John. We got the change and we demolished Ross County with the changes.
I agree with we would never sell our club. It's just something we've been thinking for a while, really.
Yeah.
That Engels needs to be dropped. When I see him starting to smile and burying the ball in the back of the net and putting in a performance, I'll no mind him no smiling if he's playing like that, but a face tells a million stories under his face anyway.
Yeah, there's a wee issue there, John. I don't want to go too deeply into it in case there isn't, but there's I'm going to put a wee video on because I think I know many people will have seen this the day, John, when the players were walking round. It's a shame if he's feeling, isolated, homesick, whatever, John, because he is a decent talent, Arnie Engels, and he just needs to get his self settled. To be honest with you, I think it's all about getting settled.
We'll wait and see. We'll keep our eye on that one. But if he's not happy, then if we get our money back, I'll be happy enough with that. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Roseanne's back in. No, back in. She's in for a first comment. She says, an own goal can happen to anybody. It didn't spoil the result. I'm still happy with 1-1. Ross County game, she says 3-0 and Big Liam to score. Well, nobody had Big Liam to score, I wouldn't have imagined. But there you go. Liam did score, but sadly, Roseanne, it wasn't 3-0. That's what I predicted, by the way.
Yeah, I said 4. That game could have been anything Celtic wanted it to be today, John. Unlucky, Roseanne, by the way, with your guests. Keep them coming in. Same as everybody else, keep your guests coming in for the competition. By the way, we'll not do a competition for Aberdeen. It'll be next weekend's game we do for the next competition. But yeah, John, Big Liam Scales getting his goal. And what a goal it was. It was a power header. Big strapping defenders all round about him, John, and he gets his header just under the bar. Goalkeeper got a wee touch on it, but too much power. It's just brilliant to see Big Scales back in the starting lineup, John. And I personally hope that he stays there.
Well, I just says that 10 minutes ago. I would love Liam to start against Aberdeen. I'm happy to have Liam start any game for Celtic. And so there you go. Everybody knows our opinion on Liam Scales. I think very, very, very highly of Liam Scales, as do you, as do most Celtic fans. Thanks for that, Roseanne, anyway. But we totally agree. Unlucky, by the way, with your scoreline. If you'd have said 5, you'd have been in the draw.
That's it, John. That's it. So the prize, I might have a wee look through Facebook, John, but if there is only Paul that's got it right, then he's a prize winner. So just leave it with us, Paul. We'll get some clarification soon enough, buddy.
Thanks, Roseanne.
Cheers, Roseanne. Cheers, Paul.
Mad About Football says the referee gave Bruges everything, but I'll take the 1 each. And he says, I'll say 4-1 to Celtic with Johnson to score.
I think the referee he did give him everything, didn't he? I mean, we're going for free kicks or never free kicks, It's no point going on about it, really, is there? But yeah, not the best referee on Wednesday night, but yeah, again, take the draw, and we'll wrap it up. We'll keep a hold of it because that point, John, could be massive come the end of the league stage.
I'm delighted with the point. The ref wasn't that good, but you know my opinion on Champions League referees. The referee of the day, by the way, he was brutal as well. He farted near one of their players and he was giving him a free kick for it.
I know, it was funny. There was goal kicks being given for corners and throw-ins gone. I mean, there was one, the Ross County boy just knocked it right out the park just to clear the ball, and he gave Ross County the throw-in.
That ref was terrible the day. He was worse than the Champions League ref, to be honest with you. I was like, who's this guy? Absolutely shocking.
But the Ross County player cleared it from his 18-yard box, John, right down to the Celtic half, right out the park, and he gave Ross County the throw-in. I thought that was hilarious, to be honest with you.
There was umpteen decisions he gave the day. I'm like, what are you all about, man? What are you all about? Why? Yeah. Who told you were a referee? It was shocking. Honestly, it was Ross County players just fun, and he was getting free kicks for it. Same thing happens with Celtic players, nothing given. And we see that all the time. Why go on and on about it? But there you go. Terrible referees are all over the world, Xander.
Yeah, of course they are, John. But he was quite poor the day. Scott, his second name was it? Something Scott. Callum Scott. Callum Scott, the rest of the day. No, the best. Not the best.
Garbage. Anyway, Martin McNichol. No, it's no McNichol, it's just Nicol. Martin Nicol says, first half, we were miles away. That's talking about the Bruges game. Aye, the first half was terrible, I thought as well. Wasn't that good?
No. I mean, the first half on Wednesday was similar to the second half of the day. So as you say, John, it's that game of two halves. We need to sort of cut that out. But we don't need to cut it out as long as we keep getting the results, I suppose.
No, exactly, aye. But game of two halves, we're getting used to seeing that with Celtic. So, as long as, like he says, as long as we're getting the results, that's all that matters. And Martin also says, intro is spot on.
That was the one I was talking about, John. That was Martin. Thanks very much for that, Martin. Appreciate that, pal.
Aye, thanks, Martin. Xander does the video's good for the intro, but the music's garbage. I did the music. Xander did the videos. He does all the videos. I do all the music. But aye, thanks anyway, Martin.
Yeah, thanks, man. I was going to say, actually, I forgot to mention that John says he didn't like the intro music, but he's allowed to say that because he made it, so he can have his own opinion on it. He's the one that makes the music for the channel, all the music for the channel. So he's made 3 or 4 songs for Celtic for our podcast, actually. So he does brilliant for the podcast, and I do appreciate it. And he's got one in the pipeline, you say, John?
Aye, there's a new tune coming up. But I want a tune that we can keep. The last season's tune, we kept it the whole season, but this one, it's going to change. I'm going to make a belter for you that you're going to go, that's the one. Sign them up.
I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. You're getting me excited. So yeah, look out for that, folks. A new intro tune coming very soon.
Aye. Used to feel Zath and Rise an outro. I like that. That was a good wee one.
Yeah, I use that now and again, John. I do use it now and again, actually. In fact, I think I used it for the preview of the Club Bruges game, so I used it at the end of that video. So yeah, I do use it now and again, John. It's quite good.
I like that. I like that.
It's relaxing.
I was just sitting with a couple. I was going to say I was sitting with a couple of guitars, but obviously you can only play one at a time. But
What are they? Just gone off track, John. What are the guitars that have the 2 necks on them? What are they called?
A double neck guitar.
All right, it's simple as that, is it?
It's as simple as that, aye.
So what's it all about then? Is one a bass and one a lead?
It just depends on. You can get 3 neck guitars as well, but mostly double neck guitars is one's a 6-string and one's a 12-string, Xander.
All right, okay, all right, good to know. I always wondered what that was all about.
But some are a bass. One neck's a 6-string and the other one's a bass. But mostly, I'd say probably 90% of them. Back in the day, they were all basically a 12-string and a 6-string.
Aye, there you go. Yeah, saves you changing guitars.
They're a bit heavy, right enough, but if you want to go on stage with one of them all night, good luck to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I wouldn't know, John. I'm not musically minded like yourself, but I always wondered what they were all about, the double neck things.
Well, there you go. I've just resolved it for you. Right. Be curious no more.
Thanks for that. I can sleep the night.
There you go. What a lot of nonsense chat that was. One club since 1888 says Arnie looks as though he needs to bulk up a bit. I don't think so. I think his physical appearance looks all right, Xander.
Well, I did notice against Bruges, but that's a different level, isn't it? Bruges, he was getting brushed off the ball quite a bit, losing the ball quite a lot, stumbling, tripping over his own feet. Not a lot of strength there, but I think that's all to do with what he's gone through just now, John. Just a player all for him. That's the way I look at it. Just a player all for him. It happens to everybody.
Aye, but some players have got the bulk, but they haven't got the strength. That happens a lot. Look at Butterbean, the boxer, big fat guy. I'm not going to say any more about it, but just look at Butterbean.
All right, okay.
Just have a look at him. It's quite funny actually seeing a big fat guy boxing. But
all right, okay. I'll can look out for that.
Do you like Butterbeans?
I'm not saying a word. So Butterbean's a boxer, John?
Butterbean, American boxer, professional boxer. I think he was a professional, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube if you want to check him out. Big fat guy, no neck. He's knocked a lot of boxers out, but just a big fat guy. He's just the kind of guy you wouldn't expect to be a boxer, basically. I think he was in that. Well, anyway, never mind. We've talked about butter. Do you like Butterbeans?
I don't know, John. I've never heard of the guy, but I need to look out for that. That's quite funny. But I do like Butterbeans, John. Do you like Butterbeans?
Nah, I can't stand them. Mate. They're disgusting.
All right. No, I quite like them.
But anyway, get away from that. One Club since 1888 also says he needs to bulk up a bit, but he will come good. It says, chin up, Cameron, and 5-0 is Celtic against Ross County and McGregor to score. So there you go. Another correct answer.
Who was that again, John? Sorry.
One Club since 1888.
One Club since 1888, and Paul. Both in the running for the prize. That's brilliant, by the way, for a score like that, John. To have two correct entries in YouTube without even looking at Facebook, by the way. John, is that Butterbean on the screen?
That's him. Aye, that's him. That guy he was fighting against, they probably knocked him out.
My goodness. There you go.
Why did they not just call him Butterball?
I don't know. But,
he's quite good. I like him. I like that. I watched a lot of his fights, he's quite good.
You try to say he looks like Engels?
I don't know where the comparison came in between him and Engels, but I wasn't saying, I'm just saying bulky players can sometimes be deceiving.
No, I'm only kidding. No, John, that's brilliant. Two correct entries then for YouTube. That is superb. One Club since 1888, and Paul.
Paul McComb. Paul McComb.
That's the correct name. Yeah, right, Paul. You're up against it now, pal. There's definitely going to be a draw, so look out for the separate reel for all the correct prize entries, folks. There'll be a separate reel probably tomorrow. I'll get that up and running, and we'll let everybody know who the winner is. Well done, both.
Aye, thanks, One Club, and well done.
Yeah, well done.
And speaking of Butterbean, Fatboy67 says,
Fat boy. Yeah.
Fatboy67 says, let us know if you've seen Butterbean in the comments, by the way. I liked watching him when he was a boxer. But anyway, Fatboy67 says, I'm going for 3-0 to the good guys, and I'll go for either for any time goal scorer. I'll go for Forrest and Engels for the other two. Keep up the good work, boys.
Yeah, thanks for that, Fat Boy. By the way, Fat Boy didn't claim his prize. I messaged him saying that the prize winner from last week wanted us to give it away, so I gave it to the next correct entry, and he didn't claim his prize. So nobody won the prize last week, although there was 3 correct entries. So, folks, if you're going to win or enter the competition, claim your prize, folks, because they're good prizes. We'll get it sent out to you. You'll get your prize within a day or two. So, I just don't understand that, John. If you're going to enter, then surely you want the prize. So, maybe people are a wee bit shy about it. Maybe people don't want to give away their address. Just send me a private address message on Messenger. If you've got Messenger, send it there, and it's private. Nobody else can see it, and that means I can send your prize out to you, folks.
Well, it's as simple as this. If you're on Facebook, join the Xander John page. That's Xander John on Facebook. Just join that. And if you win the prize, just go to Messenger and message Xander John, and you'll get your prize sent to you. Don't worry, we're not going to come looking for you or anything if you win a prize.
No, petrol's too dear these days.
Aye. Stocking days are long gone.
No, petrol's too expensive. No, folks, don't be shy. Just claim your prizes. They're lovely prizes. You can hang them up in your shed, in your house, in your wall, wherever you want to put it. They're metal. You can hang them outside. Just claim your prize, folks, because they're really nice prizes.
I've got one. I've got the Celtic Park one.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I use it on my table. Put it on my table, and I put a wee coaster on it for my coffee cup.
That's it, John. You can use it for anything. They're solid steel, so yeah, they're just good prizes. They're really nice, and they're good wee mementos, John, as well.
Aye, so get your prize claim, fat boy. It's all yours. Don't worry about it. It doesn't cost you a penny. Just send Xander your address on Messenger. Anyway, let's get on with this, Xander, because time's getting on.
Yeah, go for it, John.
Rosemary says a decent point against Bruges, and she thought 3-1 to Celtic, and Kyogo to score for Ross County game. Unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky. Keep the guesses coming in, pal. Rosemary always enters the competition, so keep them coming in, pal. You'll get there eventually. I think she's actually already won one a wee months ago. So, yeah, just keep the guesses coming in, folks.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Yeah,
and David Martinhill says, when will Celtic play their game in hand, lads, if you know? I don't know, actually.
Yeah, well, I had to look into that for David. And Celtic's game in hands on Wednesday, John, against Aberdeen, where Rangers play as well because they were in Europe also, and Hearts play, John. But the other teams played their game in midweek there. So Celtic's game in hand is on Wednesday against Aberdeen.
Well, there you go then. Good answer, Sander. I wasn't even thinking about that way, you know. But aye, there you go, David. Wednesday against Aberdeen.
Yeah, and Rangers play their game in hand as well, and so do Hearts. So I had a wee look. There's no other games being played in midweek apart from the three that I just mentioned. So that's the games in hand, folks.
Alrighty. David also says, I think Celtic to win 3 or 4-0. If you're entering the competition, you can only guess one score, David. And you'll, unless he was just telling us what he thinks. But
I think that's what it is, John. I think he was entering the competition. But he's just new as well, David. So welcome, David. What else did they say, John? Did they give a scorer?
No, it didn't. No.
Right. Okay.
But there you go. Thanks for that, David. Good to have you on board, mate. I've not seen you here before.
Yeah, cheers, David. Keep the guesses coming in, pal. And if you want to enter the competition, buddy, just give us a scorer as well. We'll get the next weekend's competition up and running. Probably midweek, John. I'll do that because I've just not had the time to do it. I'm just having a wee look now to see who we play next week, John. Do you know who it is?
I can't remember.
Just looking just now. It's Hibs at Celtic Park, John. So next Saturday, Hibs at Celtic Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. But obviously we've got the massive Aberdeen game to come before that, so we're far too early with that just now.
Hibs will be a wee bit full of confidence right now with a win and a draw against high-flying Aberdeen.
Yeah, they're picking up the pace just in time to play us, aren't they? So I'm sure we'll be okay there, I think.
We'll wait and see. We'll talk about that next week. And we'll finish the comments with Celtic daft Paul McEwen. Paul's Celtic crazy, isn't he? He's he always leaves the same comment, but we know he's Celtic crazy, and he just says, afternoon, hail, hail, the Celtic and the Celtic women are well. Celtic women are well, and there's no Celtic ladies this weekend because of the international break. So nothing to mention there, John. Thanks for the comment, Paul. Appreciate that, buddy. Right, John, let's a wee quick word on the Aberdeen game then on Wednesday. We'll do a proper preview. But, John, 3 points in the bag. I think the league is over. Aye, I would say so if we get the 3 points in the bag. It's a tough one to call, isn't it? Up at Pittodrie, always a tough game, but Aberdeen have been high-flying. But they've been hitting a wee dip in form recently after the 6-0 thumping at Hampden against Celtic. Do you know, John, that's actually a good point. It's ever since we beat Aberdeen 6-0 at Hampden. I know they went on and won their next game, but after that they just faltered, didn't they? But I think it's because of the 6-0 thrashing from Celtic that Aberdeen are finding themselves going down the way, John, with every game they play. Aye, it's looking that way for Aberdeen, and I'm kind of hoping it continues against Hearts as well. I'm hoping for a Hearts win, to be honest with you, because I want to get into Wednesday's game. You want to get into that game knowing you've got a comfortable cushion should a bad result happen, you know. So you want to you want to bridge that gap a wee bit. Look at that stadium, Aberdeen Stadium. Do you know that was the first all-seater stadium in Britain?
All right, was it, John? At Pittodrie. It's a decent wee stadium. They've just done it up as well. They've replaced all the old roofs with new roofs, and it looks half decent now. It really does. That's a nice picture of Pittodrie, isn't it?
It's a nice stadium, Pittodrie. I mean, let's be honest, it's a bit dated looking now, but it's. I thought Aberdeen was supposed to be building a new stadium. That must have fell through. But they were planning on building a new 20,000 seat stadium or something like that. But I like Pittodrie. It's got a wee bit of character about it, isn't it?
It has. But the only thing I don't like about it is the way the Celtic fans are crammed into that wee space, that wee corner. And they could do a wee bit better there. Maybe give Celtic one of the stands behind the goals or something. I don't know. But apart from that, it's okay. It's a good atmosphere. It's always a good game up there at Pittodrie. And that's where we're heading next on Wednesday is Pittodrie. So good luck to Celtic on Wednesday. We'll do a preview of that on Tuesday, folks. So look out for that. Well done to Celtic today. Brilliant performance, brilliant result. Puts us well clear in the league. What a position to be in, John. It's not even December yet. And we find ourselves 14 points clear of Glasgow rivals and 5 points clear of Aberdeen. Which shall be final sum up, buddy?
I'm hoping for just a couple of defeats and more for Rangers and Aberdeen. I hope both of them drop points at least. I'd like a wee draw. Maybe that would be a good result. I don't know. But I've got a feeling Hearts are going to turn Aberdeen over. And Johnson hopefully can take a point off of Rangers. And if that's the case, I think it's come Wednesday, I think Celtic will turn Aberdeen over. But look, we're a long way away from that game. A long way away. And it drags in, doesn't it, to my midweek games. The time just drags in. But my final thoughts are just keep going, Celtic, keep going, and just get favourable results. That's all we can say, isn't it? But I just look forward to tomorrow's game. I'll watch the Aberdeen game and hope for a wee Hearts win.
Okay, John. All right, John. Okay, that's an hour and 10 minutes just over then, John. Thanks for coming on tonight, buddy. As John says, just keep it going, Celtic. That's all we ask. A nice wee win against Aberdeen on Wednesday. That's what I'm looking for next. But brilliant today, John. 5-0 at half time. Finishes 5-0. Well clear in the league. Looking good, looking good in the Champions League. Also into a cup final. Things are looking absolutely fantastic, John. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks, and we'll catch you all on Tuesday. Hail, hail. Catch you all later.
See you later, Sander. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, buddy.